Hi, welcome to Storytime. I'm Cara Dukes, a member of Southfield Alumnae Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated. I'm so excited to kick things off for March Reading Month. And today I get to read a story that I've written called Coach Cara's Push-Ups, Sit-Ups, and Apples Too. I'm so excited to share with you with this read because personally I have a strong passion for keeping kids healthy and active and moving. So I hope that you enjoy it, and I can't wait to get things started. It was a big day. It was the first day of school. Jax had on his brand new gym shoes. Zola wore her favorite bow in her hair. Sadie carried her new lunchbox. Luna sported her nicest shirt, and Ace had on his sparkling new backpack. Settle down, everyone, said Coach Cara as the class entered the gymnasium. I hope that you all had a wonderful summer. We're going to start off things for this year's gym class a little differently than usual. The kids looked at each other with excitement. What are we going to do, Coach Cara? Asked Jax. As you know, eating healthy and being physically active are extremely important. So today, we're going to try out a fun obstacle course. I don't understand. What do eating healthy and being active have to do with the obstacle course? Asked Zola. Well, just like exams test your knowledge on a subject, the obstacle course will test your physical strength. There are tunnels to crawl through, hurdles to jump over, a rock wall to climb up, and a lot more. It's a fun way to help us understand how healthy you are, said Coach Cara. Great, when can I start? Asked Luna. I just have to set the timer. We'll be able to compare your time today with your time in a few weeks, and we'll see how much progress you've made. The winner today will get a special prize. Any questions? Sadie raised her hand. Yes, Sadie? Asked Coach Cara. Is there an option for a written exam? Asked Sadie. The class erupted in laughter, and Coach Cara shook her head. I didn't do anything active over the summer, so I'm kind of nervous about my obstacle course time. Can I have a head start? Asked Sadie. I understand how you feel, said Coach Cara, but everyone will start together and everyone will participate. As the class walked outside to face the obstacle course, the students thought about their summers. The obstacle course was decorated with streamers and a large balloon arch at the start line. A brightly colored banner. Welcome to students, it said. It read, do your best. Coach Cara spoke in a megaphone. Welcome to Carl Heritage Elementary's first ever obstacle course challenge. Before we get started, you all will have 10 minutes to warm up. Use that time to visualize yourself going through the obstacle course and having fun and finishing. I'm not ready for this, said Zola. What do you mean you're not ready for this? You're the most athletic, said Luna. Yeah, last year, whispered Zola. Jax, Sadie, and Ace overheard Zola and Luna talking. You know, come to think of it, I don't think I'm ready either, said Ace. Ace, you're the fastest third grader. And Jax, you have the strength of a bull. And Sadie, you're just as athletic as anyone here. You will all be just fine, Luna said. But last year was a long time ago, said Jax. Luna had a puzzled look on her face. I don't understand. Well, I thought back to what I did over the summer, the foods I ate and how active I was. I mean, I was active, but I ate a lot of junk food, said Jax. Me too, said Ace. Well, I ate a bunch of junk food and I definitely wasn't active enough, said Sadie. This obstacle course is going to be super hard. I don't think that will matter. If you were in shape last year, I'm sure that you'll be in shape this year, said Luna. I don't think it works like that. Coach Cara always says that we have to eat well and train well in order for us to be our best, Jax responded. Well, maybe that's a myth, Jax, said Luna. I think Coach just wants to keep all the cookies and ice cream to herself. The students laughed as they pictured their gym teacher surrounded by cookies and ice cream. Suddenly, Coach Cara's voice rang out. Make your way to the starting line, class. Once everyone had found a spot, Coach Cara shouted, on your mark, get set, go! The class started the course all together, but before long, a few of the students started to get tired. Ace, usually the fastest of the bunch, was losing speed. Come on, Ace, keep up, Jack shouted. Ace tried his hardest, but his body wouldn't let him. As they reached the first hurdle, Sadie stopped to catch her breath. You have to keep going, Zola shouted as she passed Sadie. Sadie barely made over the first hurdle. Why don't I have any energy? She asked herself. Luna, Jax, Zola were all feeling pretty good. They saw the rock climbing wall was the next obstacle. We're almost there, guys. Let's keep it up, shouted Luna. Luna and Zola got up the rock climbing wall with ease. There were only one more obstacle to go, and the girls were matching one another stride for stride. We could both win this, Zola said. I think so too. Let's sprint through the tires, Luna replied. As they sped up through the tires, Zola began to get a knot on her side. I have to take a break, she said. I have a cramp or something. You can't stop now. We're almost there, responded Luna. I know, but my side hurts too much. You go on without me, Zola replied. Luna did just that. She went into second gear, speeding up the last 50 meters of the course. Luna thought to herself, maybe Coach Cara was right. All about the eating healthy and being active. That was the only logical reason as to why she had left her friends in the dust. As she approached the balloon arch to signify the end of the race, she could hear cheers from her gym teacher. And then she crossed the finish line. A few minutes later, the rest of the class finished and gathered around Coach Cara. Thank you, class, for your participation. I know that it was tough, but you tried your hardest, and I am so proud of all of you. Congratulations to Luna for crossing the finish line first, Coach Cara said as she presented Luna with a trophy, a jump rope, and a neon yellow stopwatch. Thanks, Coach Cara, said Luna. Everyone applauded for their classmate, but Coach Cara noticed that the other third graders looked a little gloomy. I have a little surprise for you all, she said. In 3 weeks, you will have a second chance at the challenge. So use this time to train. With hard work, healthy eating, determination, and lots of active fun, you will be ready for anything. Jax raised his hand. How can we get better in 3 weeks? What a great question, Jax. It's important to start your day with a healthy breakfast, a combination of a complex carbohydrate, a lean protein, Coach Cara replied. What's a complex carbohydrate and why is it important? Asked Sadie. Everything you need to know about carbohydrates is on my whiteboard, Sadie, said Coach Cara. Check it out. But I thought carbs are bad for you, said Zola. Some are and some aren't. Simple carbs are not as natural as complex carbs, but simple carbs are things like candy, cake, white bread, white pasta, sugary cereals, juice, soda, table sugar, and some chips, said Coach Cara. Those are the ones you have to watch out for. So, all the yummy stuff is a simple carbohydrate? Ace asked. The rest of the class erupted in laughter. That's what a lot of people think, but you can have some pretty yummy stuff with healthy ingredients, said Coach Cara responded. That's all it takes, said Zola? Coach shook her head. Nope. Breakfast is just the start. Your lunch and dinner should also be healthy. The proper food will fuel you and give you more energy. And don't forget about physical activity. To gain strength, stamina, and confidence, you should try to get between 30 and 60 minutes of physical activity or exercise each day. Play games with your friends at recess or after school. Join a sports team, maybe an intramural team, and involve your parents and siblings in walks and games of tag or even basketball. Everyone groaned. So this requires work, Ace. You know, everything worth having requires work. The best athletes, the top businessmen and women, scientists, inventors, and innovators, they all had to put in work to be the best, said Coach Cara. After school, Ace, Jax, Zola, Sadie, and Luna went to Kensington Park to talk about training for round 2 of the obstacle course. You know, I want to do well, but it stinks that in order to do better, we actually have to do the things that Coach said Ace. Look, Ace, said Luna, if you want to do well, you have to at least try the tips that Coach suggested. So, when do we start? Asked Zola. Right now, said Luna, reaching into her backpack for a notebook and pencil. Let's create an exercise schedule so we can plan our activities and mark our progress. That sounds fun, said Sadie. Each day during recess, one of us will lead the group in a sport or activity. After school, we can play with our families and help our parents make healthy meals. We also have to make a promise to each other that we will try our hardest in training and that we will eat well, said Luna. We can do this if we all work together, said Jax. Ace, Jax, Zola, Luna, and Sadie joined their pinky fingers together and made the promise. Later that night, the kids talked with their families about the challenge and how they needed their help to get better in shape. The next day, Ace was in charge of leading recess. He decided that he and his classmates would play a game of baseball. He took them through a warm-up to get their bodies ready for the game. The third graders ran back and forth on the baseball field, hopped over many hurdles, crawled through tunnels, and stretched out their limbs. This is hard, Ace said to Jax. We haven't even played the game yet, and I'm out of breath. That's why we have to keep working hard. It will get easier eventually, responded Luna. That evening, the students, each and one of them did something active with their families. When their tummies began to rumble with hunger, they helped their parents cook healthy meals and pack healthy snacks for their lunches. Several days later, Ace, Jax, Zola, Luna, and Sadie met up at Kensington Park to talk about training. I'm having so much fun, but my body is sore, said Luna. Me too. I feel like I'm a robot that needs oil, said Zola. The crew giggled as they pictured their broken down robot trying to move. They decided to stretch as they talked about their progress. I've never realized how tasty healthy foods are, said Ace. I know. We made chicken nuggets with real chicken breasts and whole wheat breadcrumbs, said Luna. That sounds so yummy, Zola said. My parents and I cooked sprouted grain pizza pockets with fresh mozzarella. The healthy food is great, but I really like being active with my family, said Jax. Yesterday, we played kickball. That's so cool, said Sadie. We've been running after school as a family. My mom, my dad, and my big brother, they're so fast. I think we're ready for the course, said Jax. The next day, the third graders, they entered and gathered in the gym. Tomorrow is the big day, said Coach Cara. I've seen all of you play during recess and be active after school with your friends and families, and you're making healthy choices during lunch. I am so certain that you are all ready and prepared for tomorrow. Ace raised his hand. Any advice for us, Coach? Great question, Ace. Coach Cara responded. You all have put in work, so now it's time to believe that you can win and give it your all. How do you do that? Asked Sadie. You must visualize yourself competing, responded Coach Cara. Is that the kind of thing like, me thinking about eating my favorite ice cream? Asked Jax. The class laughed and they giggled with what Jax said. It's kind of like that. But instead of thinking about your favorite ice cream, I want you to think about visualizing yourself conquering this course. I want you to see yourself jumping and running and crawling through the tunnels and giving it your all. That night, Jax, Zola, Luna, Sadie, and Ace, they dreamt about the big day. The next morning, they paid close attention as Coach Cara spoke. Welcome to round 2 of the obstacle course challenge. I'm so excited for you. I know that you all have worked so hard to get here. A glimmer of excitement appeared in the eyes of the students. They felt optimistic and enthusiastic. This time around, each and every one of you are well prepared. So take a deep breath and remember to try your best. Compete, push each other, and of course, have lots of fun. Take a few minutes to warm up, and I will call you all to the start line once you're ready. Jax, Zola, Luna, Sadie, and Ace, they gathered with their classmates. Are you ready? Asked Luna. I better be. It's like I've been training for the Olympics, said Jax. I agree. My muscles have muscles now, stated Zola. The class broke out in laughter. No matter what happens today, I'm just happy that we got to play so much and eat yummy, healthy foods, said Sadie. Class, it's time to make your way to the start line, said Coach Cara. On your mark, get set, go. As they started the course, the third graders were faster and more athletic. They moved with confidence, and they could only have been developed through practice and hard work. Luna was fast as a cheetah. Ace hopped over the tires with speed, and Jax had tremendous strength as he climbed the rock wall. Zola moved with great energy. Sadie glided over the hurdles like a gazelle. Ace, Luna, Jax were all in front of the pack, but Zola and Sadie, they were right behind them. Keep it up, guys, shouted Ace. We're trying our hardest, Sadie responded. Zola and Sadie sped up just a little and were right on the heels of Ace, Luna, and Jax. As they turned to the final 200 meters, they were surprised to see a challenge that they hadn't been there the first time they had run the course. They were staring them in the face. There were wooden stepping stones, sloped wooden panels, colorful balance beams, a giant inflatable slide leading them into a mud pool, and finally 50 meters of open land, which would mean an all-out sprint to the finish line. Ace, Luna, Jax slowed to a halt. I didn't visualize this part, said Jax as he set his gaze on the final part of the challenge. I didn't either. This looks tough, responded Luna. Zola, Sadie, and the rest of the third graders finally reached Ace, Luna, and Jax. Wow, this looks gnarly, said Zola. Then Sadie did something that surprised her classmates and herself. Instead of coming to a complete stop like the rest of her classmates, she took a glimpse and headed right for it, passing everyone with supersonic speed and determination. By the time the rest of the class got moving, Sadie was ways ahead. They tried to catch her, but they were too late. Sadie crossed the finish line first. One by one, the other third graders finished. As they caught their breath, Coach Cara said excitedly, "Thank you, class. You have all worked so hard and it showed." The class erupted and applause. Congratulations to Sadie. She stared adversity in the face and went through the additional obstacle course without fear, crossing the finish line first. Coach Cara placed a medal around Sadie's neck and handed her a gift bag. Awesome work, shouted Zola. I can't believe that Sadie beat us all. I mean, she came in last place the first time, said Jax. Well, remember that you all were faced with the same circumstances, but the one who has the best reaction always wins, said Coach Cara. Coach is right. The rest of us stood there in shock when we saw the new obstacle, Luna responded. It was like Sadie knew to keep going, said Zola. Sadie ran over to her friends to show them her medal and the goodies inside of her gift bag. What's next for the obstacle course champion, said Ace. Yeah, what do you have planned, Speedy? Luna chimed in. I'm not sure, but I do know that we're all in shape and we have no excuse not to be healthy, active, and have lots of fun, said Sadie. The third graders smiled in agreement. Thanks for inspiring us, Coach Cara. Well, I hope that you all enjoyed the read, and I hope that you take two things from this. You are enough and you can do whatever you put your mind to. And number two, always be healthy and active because we need more kids playing and being outside. Thank you guys so much and have an awesome March. Bye.